Hello, everyone. My name is Kunal, and welcome to the LinkedIn Leadership Series, a podcast where we interview senior industry leaders on topics, trends, and shifts that are happening in our industries and how companies are navigating the same. Today, we have Manas Human, CEO and co-founder at Nagarro, and Hans-Paul Berkner, Chairman Emeritus of BCG and member of the board at Nagarro. Now, Manas, in your role as the Chairman of Board at Nagarro, you've been instrumental in shaping the growth journey and globalization for Nagarro. And Hans-Paul, as the global CEO of BCG from 2004 to 2012, you were instrumental in the global expansion and also advised and consulted a bunch of companies on their growth, transformation, and globalization. Now, today, we're assembled here to talk about a topic which is very timely. How to build great global services companies amidst AI disruption and shifts in the global trade landscape. Gentlemen, welcome to the LinkedIn Leadership Series.
Thanks for having us.
Now, Hans-Paul, I'll start with you. As we record this conversation, there are ongoing trade negotiations, disruptions in tariffs and supply chains globally. Amidst a new global order, how do you think global services companies, what are the challenges and opportunities in front of them?
Well, not just because of the tariffs and the ongoing negotiations between different parts of the world. Global increasingly means multi-local. I think it's very important to be able to do an outstanding job in every part of the world where you are active in order to meet client needs, changing client needs, but also to have a deep understanding of the specificities of those countries, of those regions. So it's very important not to make decisions out of the headquarters for the rest of the world, but really have strong teams on the ground. Then, of course, technology is changing everything. You already mentioned AI, robotics changes every industry, every sector, every company, and the lives of every individual over the next few years. And I think it's very important not to see technology as a threat, even though it will, of course, change businesses and the way we work, but really to embrace it and to use the opportunities of technology, which is very important. The third thing is still climate change, even though it probably has been lost a bit of importance, at least in certain regions. I think it will mean that we will have to reduce our emissions, reduce the use of resources, cut waste and leakage, and thus really are able to be much more effective and efficient. And fourthly, I would say we need to continue to invest massively in education and training within companies, but also in all countries in order to really help people really shape their own future. Education and training gives the people an opportunity to find a good job, to have a decent standard of living, and we need to help people to master their own destinies rather than being dependent on handouts.
Manas, as a services company, Nagarro is spread from APAC to North America. In this unpredictable time, how is Nagarro navigating some of the shifts that are happening?
Well, I think that the main thrust of Nagarro's positioning is to be agile, entrepreneurial, and global. And as Hans-Paul said, global is also multi-local, increasingly so these days. And I think our whole idea is that with being an agile, entrepreneurial company present all over the world, we are able to help our clients navigate this. So shift their focus, potentially, for example, to supply chain resilience or topics like that. So we want to have our agility help our clients be agile, be nimble, and navigate this fast changing environment. We also are highly diversified. If I look at this, we are highly diversified as a company, diversified across countries, across industries, across the solutions that we provide. And this diversification is primarily offensive in that sense. They're not. It's meant to allow our clients to work with us throughout the globe. It's meant for us to be able to help them at the intersections of different industries where all the innovation's happening. but it's also a bit defensive because it helps us to grow when in some particular industry or particular region is not doing so well. So we had COVID and the airlines were slow, for example. You have the German auto sector that's slow, for example. But we continue to win deals. And if I just look at the last few days, we won something in a Middle East stock exchange. We won something in a U.S. city. So more government, which is more resilient in such situations where there is less uncertainty, and something in sustainability for jet engine manufacturing and so on. So I think across being so diversified allows us to be a little bit more secure while helping our clients win with our agility. Yeah, and I must say the good news is that I think our clients are starting to see beyond the uncertainties and see it as a matter of course. It's not going away anytime soon. So they're adjusting to it and they're starting to see beyond it, right, through it.
Love the customer wins though and keep them coming. Yeah, that's what matters at the end of the day. Hans, what about AI? How does this, with all of this disruption, with AI coming in, what's your view on how are global services companies adopting and then passing on the benefits to their customers?
Well, as I said earlier, I think it's really crucial that we do embrace AI and technology in general, and that we really try to go through our processes internally and really look at end-to-end optimization opportunities. And I think it will allow us to use our data in a much better way, much more efficient way, to analyze our data, and then hopefully also to come to better solutions. It's really important that we do embrace, as service companies, AI and its opportunities, but also train our people. I think very often people say now things become much more complicated after having introduced a new IT system or an AI system, and very often it's because we have not properly trained our people, not taken the time, not made the investments. So I think it's very important to really engage and to see the combination of humans with technology as a real plus, rather than as a competition or we will replace all people and make them obsolete, which creates anxiety. So this is really crucial. And then of course the services companies can help their clients to do the same. But if you are not embracing it yourself, you will have a hard time actually not only convincing your clients, but also do a good job at your clients.
No, I completely agree with that. And Manas, how are Nagarro employees embedding AI internally? And then how are you using it to create a differentiated value for your clients?
Great question, Kunal. So yes, the way we see it, AI is going to revolutionize the world, as everyone has been saying for a while. But every company around the world will be under pressure to have huge productivity gains in the next years. And I guess that we estimate that in the next 3 to 5 years, we will see a 20% productivity gain in almost every industry. Now, of course, it might vary a little bit from industry to industry, from function to function, department to department, but overall, that's the level of gains that we are talking about. And we as Nagarro, we feel that we have the right to win this business, we have the right to be the partners that not only help our customers to achieve those gains, but also be seen as helping them achieve those gains, right? So it's the first time in history where you don't really need to be a top strategy consultant to win or a top functional consultant to achieve these gains. Engineering really helps, and we are a solid engineering player. We've been building data and digital platforms for the world's largest companies for many years. And we believe that if we think that in this entire disruption, there will be some winners and there'll be some losers, and we feel we are well positioned to be among the winners and to use this as a springboard to be one of the world's great companies, right? So we're calling this fluidic intelligence, which is like the human intelligence and the enterprise intelligence and the data intelligence, all put together, unlocking that at our clients. And we're going to do this in a 3-step way. We have advisory offerings. How do you navigate that path? How do you set the roadmap, prioritize, measure value created, change management, governance, all those topics. Then you have an IP-driven move. We call it the fluidic forge. Our IP and partner IP, and how we can bring that and deploy that at our clients to make this happen in months rather than years. And then, of course, our teams, every single Nagarro colleague is stepping up, and the fluidic teams is being enabled, right? So it's a complete reinvention for Nagarro, and it's very exciting. We have today and tomorrow, we have the Flow event at Nagarro, which is all about technology being brought to our customers, and it's all around AI, right? So that's the focus.
No, and I'm here and I can see the energy with your customers and with your employees. So I'm glad to hear about that. Hans, you mentioned about anxiety, right? And a recent LinkedIn study said that 64% professionals feel overwhelmed by the pace of changes that are happening around them, whether it's AI and other shifts, right? And 68% said that they need more support than ever before. Now, what advice would you give services companies looking to strike the right balance between technology and human touch in their client engagements?
Well, at BCG, we have this concept of 10-20-70. 10% is technology, 20% of the change is data, and 70% is people. And I think it's very important that you really mobilize everybody to understand, to help them understand, how they can make better use of technology, and to really go step by step through trainings with them, what it means for them and how they can really use it. And to be also very persistent in the training. I mean, not do the training once, but do the training a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time, and allow people to ask questions and to say, well, it hasn't worked yet, until it really works. And so one of the key elements is communication, training, communication again, training, and making sure that people, and the large majority of people, really see the opportunities and help them overcome the anxieties, because people will not be replaced. Certainly in Europe, we will run out of people before we run out of jobs. The jobs will change, and we have to help people to understand the changes and to cope with the changes and to make also best use of the changes for them, so to their benefit and not just the benefit of the company.
Absolutely. And people are the core of everything, and relationships
Absolutely,
matter.
absolutely. And I think that's what is so crucial, so that we really embrace the new business models. We embrace the new technologies and are not afraid of them. And that's true for people of all ages. I mean, we always have this sense that, of course, the young people, it's easy. It's they immediately know what to do, and the old people are the ones which are struggling. Actually, what I find often is that even young people, yes, they use social media, but when it comes to real questions and real issues, they are not aware of the opportunities that technology and new platforms are providing. And so we should not assume that it's an age issue. It's an issue for everybody, and we have to help them make it work.
All right, I love that answer. No, thank you for that. And lastly, Manas, I know that you use LinkedIn extensively. How do you use it both personally, professionally, when it comes to customer engagements and staying on top of trends and news in the industry?
So I don't want this to be a plug for LinkedIn, but no, but I must say that I was one of the first few thousand users of LinkedIn. And at some point when LinkedIn crossed a certain level, I don't remember what it was, but I got a nice mail saying, thanks for believing in us when we were very small. So definitely, I think less than 10,000 people on LinkedIn at that time. I saw the potential at that point right away. Today, our clients are all on LinkedIn. So if you're working with someone on a project, he or she is on LinkedIn. The VP engineering, the CIO, the CTO, CDO, the CEO is on LinkedIn. And when you go to meet someone, my protocol is that I check them out on LinkedIn and I connect with them on LinkedIn, and they will typically accept it either before the meeting or after the meeting. I don't carry business cards, and it's just the best way to connect and stay in touch. So that's at the customer level. And then the people I work with in the company, I sometimes come to know of things that are happening around the world on LinkedIn. Like there was something in Bremen where we were doing this car experience mock-up in some show, or in Massachusetts we had this government event, and it's easier to find out about it on LinkedIn than maybe on the internal system. So that's there. And then all our other colleagues are there, and people are celebrating their 10-year anniversaries, their little wins, their personal goals, and the people we want to attract are there. So people are writing in, and so it's really a community. It's really a professional community, and I think, in fact, I don't use it enough. I think I should be writing more. That's something which folks tell me. But all in all, I think it's a fantastic platform.